Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Dominic Maldonado, GIS Coordinator, City of East Point. I'm here to preach the good gospel about GIS and smart cities. So, here we go. This is our new Spatial Data Hub, still in beta development. This picture here is actually from GIS Day at GDOT. That was a little booth that we had set up. And fun fact, I noticed you guys are really interested in rainfall, so you're going to love East Point. We actually own half of Sweetwater Park. The good side with all the water on it. And that's where all of our water comes from. It goes from there, very, very long pipeline, to our reservoir, straight to the cities, straight to your tap. So if you're ever thirsty, just come on down. So we have here some data downloads, some categories I put together, because I get a lot of requests about, do you have this or that? So I said, you know what, I'm just going to tag it all, and if it's there, you can just have it. These are some of our departments. And I'm going to show you a few of the projects I worked on with them. So here, beginning with solid waste, they were very anxious to get started, and they literally came from pen and pad. So with that in mind, it was really good to get them started with GIS because any positive yardage was like a touchdown. And they were so appreciative, and they just continued working with me and really, really like it. And this is like a meta dashboard because I wanted to know, can I make it so autonomous that they don't even have to go to the office? Well, at least one of them. You know, they do have to pick up trash. And I'm not quite there yet, so they still have to go in. But right here, we can manage and see where everybody's at real time. We can create assignments in the field. And this is stuff that usually takes several phone calls, people coming back and forth. Now, you just click. Create an assignment, give it to somebody, tell them when it's due, and it's done. Automatically shows up on their phone. Create a little beta 3D map right here so that whenever somebody checks out a vehicle, which they can also do on their phone, or they can just go to their supervisor, he fills out the embedded form here, and it'll pop up. So this is something that we've been playing around with. And these are all the different trash cans that they're responsible for picking up, along with the live traffic data imported from our vendor, Esri. So at any given time, they know exactly what's happening. And then that data set underneath them is actually also from our vendor. I believe it's based on the census tract information. And it's the likelihood of those different communities recycling. So now, this same person who coordinates all of the sanitation and solid waste efforts can now decide if it's worth marketing different neighborhoods and other community organizations to see if they might be interested in recycling as well. Because he actually is right next to our recycling center. So moving on a bit, this is with our Parks and Rec department. They have all the fun, by far the most casual daily wear. Every day is Casual Friday at the Parks and Rec Center. And we have a whole lot of parks. I mean, just a lot of parks. And one of our partners is Trees Atlanta. So we work with them to help preserve our canopy and urban space and to better plan how we're going to preserve that and make it more accessible to others. So this was part of a project that we did called the Arboretum. So we're actually a certified water first city as well as a certified Arboretum. And we accomplished that by getting a different type of botanical variety, which I had to go and geotag. And these are some of the different plants. And this is where they're at. And our partners, Trees Atlanta, actually helped me identify them because I know what poison ivy is now. Pink lady slippers, I learned what that was. Big leaf magnolia, sweet gums, you know, all kinds of stuff. And then our prized Hank Aaron oak tree. It's the largest white oak in the state. And we're actually working with them to go ahead and have it remeasured and certified in the American Big Tree Database. So hopefully you'll see that very soon. And if you don't believe me, I even tagged a picture of it. So it's there. No climbing the tree though. Very strict about that. And then I said, okay, what else can we do for them? So this is a smart map. I click on it, tells me where all my buttercups are at. They're right there. Where are my white clovers? Where's my crepe myrtles? My poison ivies? These are just the ones we tagged. Then Trees Atlanta gave me their geodatabase of over 40,000 trees that they tagged. The schema was very different. There was a lot more than I'm used to looking at. So instead of putting them all on the same map and confusing them, I just simply put them side by side and link the two maps together. So now I know when I was over here doing stuff, they actually already had some trees. And so now I can go side by side and decide, whenever these two data settle down and come together in holy matrimony, great. But until then, they're fine right here, side by side, just friends. And I can deal with that. This is good. And then this is a chart of all the trees that they've ever planted in their entire history, dating back to 1993, when Florida State won a national championship. And you see they've done some work here in East Point. In 2012, they planted a little over 200 trees. They mostly work in Atlanta. And if it's not Atlanta, it's Decatur, also known as Decatur. Then this is me, Geographic Information Systems. This is my favorite page. And this is a special project I worked on for the city manager / council / a little bit of everybody. And these are our 50 worst properties. So the list has grown a bit, but I decided to put them in 3D here and highlight them, because before, this is actually just a spreadsheet, several spreadsheets that get wildly out of control. The code violations, the permits, the demolitions, there's other paperwork that happens with legal stuff. Here, I can just keep track of all of them at. Different colors represent the different type of phases that this particular building is in. These are type of code enforcements that have happened, little black dots, and this is the date that it was demolished on top of each building. If it doesn't have a date, that means it's still there. And this was a special request on behalf of Councilwoman Saucier about a noise pollution that keeps occurring in East Point. So we know College Park is noisy because we're right next to the airport, as is Hapeville. And East Point's a little bit further out, right out here, but we're still in a noise buffer, just right around here. So FAA is actually paid to have some of our homes insulated, or they'll pay the property owner to do it on their own time. And so we're having a bit of a circle the wagon talk with them to see what we can do, because their ATS routes go right over East Point. And in inclement weather, which we keep getting a lot of, they can get rerouted and go right over us at very low flying altitudes. And it gets really noisy. And so I linked that over here with the AirNav radar box so we can actually see real time where all the planes are at. So if I click on one, it actually tells me where it's going, where it came from, and some information. And its altitude. And you can even get the cockpit view of it from here. So you're taking account of all that information and make better informed decisions. And we're doing all this with tools that just essentially came all out of the box. It just took me a little bit of time to set one up, then the next one, then the next one. These are the owners that are actually being affected. I can just click and drag on them to get them all highlighted. And reach out to them personally and make sure that they're doing all right. And this normally would have taken hours, days, weeks, several teams of people. Now we can coordinate with precise strategy. And that's the power of GIS. Any questions? All right. Thank you.